How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. Dutch court agrees to free Tornado Cash dev Alec Portrev pending trial. A court in the Netherlands has ruled to free Alex Portrev, a Tornado Cash developer who was arrested in August over allegations of facilitating money laundering, and will be allowed to return home next week pending his trial. However, he will be required to have electronic monitoring devices installed at his residence. The judge heard Alex, and under certain conditions, as of next week he will be able to stay at home until his trial, describing him as a believer in the cyberpunk fundamentals of crypto privacy, decentralization, and ownership. So, one of the developers of Tornado Cash is being freed, and they've been described as someone who is for the cores of the crypto community, so it's nice to see him getting freed. Coinbase receives the Bermuda license, outlines global expansion plans. Crypto exchange Coinbase today announced in a blog that it has obtained a license from the Bermuda Monetary Authority. A person close to the company will open a derivative exchange there as well as soon as next week, they say. Last month, the exchange has been in talks with several of its institutional clients about opening new overseas crypto exchange platforms, as US regulators have given crypto businesses mixed signals and has been cracking down very strongly on them. The exchange also mentioned in a blog that is talking with the FRSA, a crypto regulator of the Abu Dhabi global market, which is the controller of the UAE, about the potential of opening a regulated exchange there. So, like I warned yesterday, we are probably going to see Coinbase leaving the US, and this is further confirmation as they're looking in having an exchange in the Bermuda area as well as the UAE area. PUBG creator to launch NFT Metaverse game this year. Krafton, the South Korean studio behind the breakout battle royale PUBG, hasn't forgotten about the Metaverse. In fact, it planned a Web3 Metaverse game. It's going to be called Milago, but that could change, and it's slated to launch sometime this year. Krafton and South Korean augmented reality firm Naver Z have created a joint venture company based in North America, which has poured $36.8 million into the game's development. With the way America is cracking down on crypto companies, it wouldn't surprise me if they moved. Milago is being developed by a AAA game studio and aims to offer a create-to-earn system in which users can buy, sell in-game assets as an NFT. While little else is known about the project, it sounds like the world could resemble something like Roblox, but with NFTs. Much like how Roblox is today. I don't think the writer realizes that Roblox kind of implemented their own version of NFTs. So now we have a AAA game title, PUBG. They're creating a game on Web3 called Milago, and it's going to release later this year. Over on the charts, our Bitcoin dominance is falling here. Actually, we'll go back to that real quick. On the hourly, we do have a potential for like a double bottom. If we can get some movement upwards from here, that would be positive for Bitcoin dominance. As we can see, our dominance has taken a bit of a breather in Bitcoin and altcoins. Though Bitcoin dominance is down today, RSI is heading down, stochastic's starting to curl down, money flow is trying to come up, and our momentum's trying to curl up. Our VWAP is kind of flat against that neutral zone, just barely in the bearish territory. So money flow is slightly coming out, but we do have a potential for like a double bottom on the lower time frame to help propel us forward. Over on the total market cap for all our altcoins except Ethereum, we are pretty much within this pattern. You could just drag you out here, and now we're on both our candle bodies here. The pattern would actually go out quite a bit further. Connect it real quick. Or you could try to say we're in a bit of an up channel. If we are in an up channel, that is a descending pattern, that could bring us down as well. Stochastic's heading down, momentum's coming down, RSI is heading down, money flow is very weak in the bearish zone right now, and our VWAP is heading down very strongly. So money flows breaking bearish, but it's not very strong in the bearish zone. 4 hour we're still green, but we're overall coming out. 2 hour coming out. 1 hour we're testing bearish, so that's where the daily's getting that from. So if we can push up on the 1 hour and get that double bottom, that may be bullish for our altcoins, and as well as our Bitcoin here, as they seem to both be trying to pump up on the, we don't have a double bottom here, but we do have somewhat of trying to round here. Momentum's trying to come up, stochastic's trying to come up, RSI's trying to come up, so we may get a bounce in our money flow here, or our total market cap. So Bitcoin is starting to fall from yesterday. We're getting a bit of a red X. Can't get that to highlight, but we're getting a bit of a red X throwing here. We are falling down. So we're back into our golden pocket zone. This is the zone that I've been warning about coming back into since we've broken up, and people thought I was nuts. But here we are, and it's likely, here's our point of control. We did kind of bounce off our point of control, so our next move could be to come up, test the high value area, or right up here, or the value area low from this previous range, and then we could possibly make a bounce, try and break through that area and continue forward. But if we are not able to break through those areas, if we do come up from them, then it's likely we'll come back down to this point of control, at which we'll try to break through it. So right now we possibly could try to break through it. If we don't get any momentum here, momentum's falling, stochastic's falling, but trying to round. RSI is kind of stagnant. Our VWAP is falling pretty strongly, and our money flow overall is coming out and getting real close to testing bearish. The 4 hour money flow is very beat down, almost very bearish actually. Our VWAP is trying to come up, but might not get very much strength if our money flow continues to come out. RSI is trying to get a bit of a curl. Our stochastic's trying to get a bit of a curl, so we are trying to get a little bit of a move up. If we're able to, that would be positive for us, but we're going to need to see some sort of bottom signal here. I wouldn't just go off of things curling, especially since the money flow is our trend, and our trend is red. 2 hour money flow is coming out overall. Momentum's trying to make a double green dot and come up. Our money flow is tried to come up, but it's kind of curling away. VWAP's coming out, but is trying to cross bullishly. So our medium term is trying to get some strength here. We are trying to send some green candles. Stochastic's trying to head upwards, and our RSI is trying to recover here. We are just right at that neutral zone, so if we're able to get above this neutral zone, that would be good for us. But if we don't get above this neutral zone, then the bears will end up getting control. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic's running up decently, but starting to possibly curl. Our RSI is trying to head up. Our money flow is heading down pretty strongly. Momentum's trying to curl with a double green dot. Our VWAP is bullish, but it looks like it could start to curl here. So our stochastic, RSI, and VWAP are looking like they could try to curl here on our lower time frame. If you see, we did fill this previous gap. So to kind of back up here, since we did fill this previous gap, we technically filled the move I called. But we made a gap again in the same spot as we have our candle body here and our candle body here. So if we do move up from here, we could just set ourselves up to move back down toward this region, at which point we would ultimately probably fill this 20k gap again. So just watch out for that on the futures here. Over on graph, we are rounding down, kind of a double top somewhat here. So, don't want that last point. Very sloppy double top because that tool does not like me today. But we could make a double top and come back down. we did pretty much go back into our flag that we have here, where we kind of just keep sticking. We have this range of support and resistance, this range of support and resistance. Since we broke this one right away, I'm just going to remove it so it's less confusing. This pattern's pretty much been invalidated, so I'm going to get rid of the breakout on it. It could be, actually, I'm not going to delete it quite yet, because if we get some bullish momentum tomorrow, we could just extend out further, and that could just been a kind of psychological fake out. Sometimes you get those where there's manipulation and people try to push you out of a pattern. That way you sell off and then it spikes up. That's why you'll be like, man, I followed everything, but I still lost. Sometimes it's just a psychological game. So over on the 4 hour, our money flow is coming out, RSI is coming out, stochastic's trying to recover a little bit here. Our momentum could try to recover as well, so we'll want to see if those can recover. Our VWAP is trying to head up, very weak in the bearish zone right now, so we could move up. Money flow is very weak in the bullish zone, so if we don't get too much more downside here, we could curl away. 2 hour, we dipped into the bearish zone for money flow, and we are trying to come back up, so I'd watch the next few candles pretty closely. So Stochastic's trying to make a bullish cross here, and our RSI is kind of curling upwards. So we do have some indications that we could push forward. Our momentum's trying to curl up with a double green dot. So the 2 hours looking pretty decent if we can push through this area here. Over on the 1 hour, we're kind of rounding up too. Stochastic's trying to cross bullishly and move up. VWAP's trying to move up pretty decent. Money flow's overall coming out, but it is trying to curl up currently. Momentum's trying to curl up, and our RSI is trying to curl up. So again, if we can get some continued momentum here, then that would be bullish for us. However, if we get rejected away from here, then we could see some further downside. At which point, I would say this Fibonacci area, or possibly where we have a drop here at 13.1, could be our next areas. So over on Anchor, where we got rid of that black text, but it loves to just keep coming back for some reason. We are kind of making a copy pattern, somewhat of an ascending triangle, sloppy ascending triangle here. We could try and push forward if we do get some continued momentum. And that would push us through 3 levels of resistance. So that'd be one heck of a breakout from this level. Our momentum overall is trying to curl somewhat. Money flow's coming out. VWAP's somewhat looking like it could start curling. Stochastic's starting to curl. RSI is kind of losing momentum to the downside. So if we can get some momentum from here, we may snap back up. We did break this value area low for the micro volume profile. So if we are able to snap back up tomorrow, then we could come back to this point control. And then if we're able to break through that, both of those would come to the value area high. At which point, if we manage to break all those, we'd pretty much leave this pattern and we get hung up around here. So I wouldn't bet for a full break out there, not financial advice, but that could happen if we do manage to get continual momentum for the next few days. Momentum is trying to curl here on the 4 hour. Money flows kind of flip-flopping around. Overall losing strength, but is trying to recover. VWAP's trying to recover after taking a bit of a dip, so that could help our money flow out. As you see, it started to lose strength when the VWAP came out. Our momentum is trying to curl upwards. RSI is trying to point up. Our stochastic doesn't really have a strong cross right now. We'll need that stochastic to push forward for that RSI to get some strength here. Over on the 2 hour, stochastic's trying to curl. RSI is trying to come up. Our momentum's got a green dot and trying to curl up. Our VWAP's trying to break bullishly, and our money flow is trying to continue bullish. It kind of took a bit of a dip, but it's remaining bullish slightly. So watch the next few candles here. Money flow on the 1 hour is kind of broke bearish, but it looks like it's trying to come back up bullishly. Stochastic's trying to run up bullishly, RSI is trying to come up, but the stochastic could try to curl it for a second time. Our momentum's trying to come up. So overall, we are trying to push forward. We'll have to see on the next few candles if we're able to break through this support level, or resistance level, and keep moving forward. Over for XRP, we did come down to the top of this range, so that's a pretty decent support area. If we are able to make some support here, we could push forward and retest. This is pretty much the area that I warned about, around this 45 area. We did almost get right near it. RSI is coming down, Stochastic's starting to come down, momentum's trying to come down, RSI, or VWAP is coming out. And our money flow is nowhere to be found, so we have no trend, but our candles will dictate that we're coming down. We have that manipulation X, might get another candle or two of some downside, and then maybe we flatten out and come back up. We'll have to kind of see. Money flow on the 4 hour is starting to leave us. RSI overall is coming down. Our stochastic is coming down, our momentum's coming down rather. Stochastic's pretty dead. And our momentum could try to get a bit of a dot here. We'll have to see if that can happen. Our VWAP is trying to come back up. So if we're able to get some momentum here, we can push forward. I know I've been saying that pretty much on all the coins. We're all pretty much in agreement tonight for once. Our stochastic's trying to head up. RSI is trying to head up. Momentum's trying to head up. VWAP cross bullish. Money flow is staying bullish very slightly. We're at about 8 on the 2 hour here. Finally, on the 1 hour for XRP, we are kind of trying to make a bit of a rising triangle. So that might give us a slight breakup, but it's not a big triangle, so I wouldn't bet the house on it. Stochastic's trying to run up, RSI is trying to run up, momentum's trying to come up, money flow doesn't know where it wants to be. So we're going to need that money flow to make some decisive move and give us a decisive trend sometime soon. Otherwise, we may just continue this sideways action, which if we do, that's a bear flag that could bring us down. So last but not least, we're on Algo. We did break our value area low like I warned. We are coming right around that support level that I warned about yesterday. So if we don't get some momentum here and some support to build in, our next stop's probably right around here. Stochastic's trying to curl, RSI is coming down, money flow is coming out pretty aggressive, our VWAP is coming down, but somewhat kind of trying to curl. If that VWAP can curl up, maybe our money flow can come with it. We'll have to see if we can make some curls here. Otherwise, we might be set for a little more downside. The 4 hour momentum's trying to curl up, but kind of curling away. Money flow's breaking bearish, RSI is falling, Stochastic is dead. VWAP is flat, so not looking too good here on the 4 hour. We are just dropping in a down channel though, so a down channel is a bullish pattern, sorry about that. Bullish patterns can break us up, so we could get some upside from that, so there's that slight glimmer there. Over here on the 2 hour, Stochastic's trying to head up, RSI is pretty flat, money flow overall is weakening, the momentum's trying to give us a bullish divergence though, and our VWAP is trying to break bullishly but not very strongly. We'll have to see if we can get that momentum to keep pushing us forward and that money flow to turn around. Over on the 1 hour, momentum's coming up, doesn't have quite the same divergence, money flow's heading down pretty sharply right now, VWAP's pretty flat in the bullish territory. Stochastic's looking like we could give up some strength here, and the RSI is right around that neutral zone, so if we give up strength, we're going to give it to the bears. So we could see some more aggressive downside if we don't get a push forward here. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night.